Hi everybody, Sandy here from Sandi Cooks. Tonight I am going to be making pancakes, a special kind of pancakes. We call them Grandpa Bernie pancakes, named after my dad, Bernie. These are Swedish pancakes, and I'll show you how to do them. It's really easy. It's just simple proportions, and I'm going to use my submersion blender, but my dad always used just a hand mixer, and that's fine. So if you don't have a submersion blender, fine, don't worry about it. Use a hand mixer. Use a whisk if that's all you've got. It'll just take a little bit of arm power. Anyway, gonna get that started. Really simple, and I'll show you how I do this. Come along with me. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we need to melt some butter or margarine. I'm gonna use margarine in this case. Sorry, I'm gonna use butter in this case. And I got these brand new pans at Costco today. They're OXO brand. These are 10-inch frying pans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put half a stick of butter into both of these, and I'm going to put it on low temperature so that the butter melts but doesn't splatter, and it'll also get the pans ready for our first pancakes. I do this with two fry pans at a time. You can do it with one, but it makes a fair number of pancakes, and it'll be kind of slow if you do it in one. So, like I said, I'm going to do two. I'm putting these both set to low. And next step is flour and milk and eggs, etc. So, very simply, can you see me? You can't see me. All right, let me angle you up here. Okay, very simply, it is a 2-to-1 ratio of milk to flour. Okay, so that means we're going to use a cup and a half of flour and 3 cups of milk. And that's going to make a very loose or wet batter, which is good because we want it very thin, because we want very thin pancakes, because that's what Swedish pancakes are. All right. So that's a cup and a half of flour. While I'm here, I will go ahead and add a half a cup of sugar. Okay. Leave this out for something else. All right. Now I'm using silk milk here, which is non-dairy. I use the vanilla flavor, and I have found I've done this both with regular milk and with soy milk. Of course, I had to do it with soy milk when my older son was here because he was allergic. But it's better with the soy milk. It's nutty, and there's the vanilla, and it's slightly sweet. So I absolutely recommend that you use soy milk for this. But it works fine with regular milk, and of course that's what my dad always used. All right, so this is going to be 3 cups. Now I know I should be using liquid cups for measuring this, but I actually want complete even proportions. So that's why I'm using the same measuring size. So that's 2 cups so far. I need 3. 1, 2 more. There we go. So that is 3 cups of milk. To that I'm going to add 2 jumbo eggs. Now I always grew up, my mom used jumbo eggs, size eggs for everything. If you don't normally use jumbo eggs, you have large or extra large. You can try this with 2, but I would err on the side of safety, and use 3 eggs then. All right, let me put this away and I'll come back. All right, I've got my immersion blender out. I'm going to go ahead and give this a whiz to start. This just goes right in. I'm not going to touch that because it's, right, that would take my finger off. But like I said, you can absolutely use a hand mixer for this. But what we want to end up with is completely smooth batter. That's what we're going for. So sometimes when you're making pancakes or waffles, the recipe says don't overmix. You will not have a problem with that on this recipe. You can mix it to your heart's content, get those lumps out, because we're going for silky smooth here. All right, I'm turning off this because that butter's melted. The other one's getting close. And all we're going to do here is mix this right in. I don't know if you notice how I flipped that pan where I dumped everything in and then I went completely around like that. That was to keep it from getting all over the side of the pan and making a mess. So just a little trick there to make this a little bit less messy. All right, this one's ready. Okay, nice and smooth. Handy ladle here. And now is the easy but slow part. We're going to turn this on to just, I'm going to look at it, to pretty much medium. There. Take one ladleful in a 10-inch pan, pour it in there, and you can see it kind of barely covers it. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to just make sure that it's nice and even in there. That one's ready. We'll just let that go. Now over here. It's really important that you don't use too much heat with this. Don't go too high with your heat, because if you do, the pancakes will stick, and they're so thin that if they stick, they will tear, and you don't want that. You want nice, thin, delicious pancakes. All right, this is going to take a few minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and go. We serve these a couple different ways. When I was growing up, we would serve them with fresh fruit, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, maybe mixed with a little bit of sugar. I use frozen fruit because it works better. I've got in the microwave here just some mixed berries. You can't see that. Mixed berries that I'm defrosting. I'm gonna add some sugar to. My wife likes using syrup on these. My older son does too. But we also grew up just sprinkling a little sugar on them. That was good too. Another way you can eat them. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead with that. I'll bring you back when these are about ready to be flipped. All right. Okay, we're a little bit further along here. It's not brown around the edges yet. That's what we're actually looking for. But I'm going to just give it a little shake, each of these, to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. Because when it is time to flip, I'm going to flip it like this. But I'll use a spatula maybe to help it. I don't know. We'll see. But we're not quite there yet. Okay. This, I don't know if you can see it. Let me do this another way and bring you down. This is what we're looking for, that little bit of brown on the edges there. Once you're there, it's ready to go. Oh, I actually did this one too far. Turn this down a little bit. How about this one? That one's better. All right, so this one I burned a little bit. Let's sure the temperature's down. It doesn't need very long on the other side at all. Just a couple minutes, sorry. Apologize for that, everybody. So literally about that 30 seconds right there is enough here. Put that there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, this one will go there too. And then just lay it on top. All right, now I'm just going to take a little pat of butter. Put it in here. Let's get it all over the pan. And that was very thin. I mean, it was a 1/4 inch maybe. All right, so we're ready for a scoop. All right, let's do this one. Okay. And that's it. Now we're batch cooking. So as these are ready, flip them, go another 30 seconds, and onto the pan, onto the plate, and until we're done. That's it. So we'll bring you back when we're near the end. All right. So if you're uncomfortable doing the flipping like I just did it, really simple. Just get your spatula under an edge. And when you kind of go up, just give it a little help flipping over. Okay, it's flipped over. Big deal. Spread it out. You're good to go. Very simple. This one's done. And that's it. There's not much to it. Like I said, I got some mixed fruit to eat these with, and or syrup if you want that. And I'm just going to keep making this until I'm out of batter. That's it. Typically, each person eats 3 of these, two to 4, generally. And if you want to make a bigger batch, instead of using 1.5 cups of flour, use 2 cups. Use 2.5 cups. And then you use double the amount of milk, or soy milk, or oat milk, whatever the milk is that you like to drink or cook with. In this case, I use soy milk because I really like how it works in this batter, flavor-wise. Okay. Okay, last one here. Okay, so don't worry when you do that. Just flip it up, flip it back. You don't have to turn your pancake into a scramble. But that's it. You can see here, it's a little warm. What they look like Swedish pancakes. They're very thin, a couple millimeters thick. And boy, are they yummy. But that's literally all the time it needs on the second side, because it's really cooked all the way through on the first side. We're just getting a little color on the other side. All right. There we go. Good. Get that off the burner. Turn this off. Well, I'll show it to you first. All right. There we go. Swedish pancakes. And I hope you enjoyed them as much as we do. Dinner!
If you enjoyed this, click the like button. Subscribe to Sandi Cooks on YouTube so you don't miss new recipes.